right next to Caden Park, Crook Avenue. That was family as well. My man D, my man Sean, Tuffy, the twins, and Parkside, of course. Tip Top, Cooley, Chino, Davy Chino, Diz. That's my family. Two First is home, always gonna be home. My man Ranks Rover, Allende, God bless his soul. Va, God bless his soul. My man B just running the block right now. My man Wink Lope, Two First on the other side of Two First. Because you figure Two First, each block had their own personality. But I was fortunate that I was embraced from each neighborhood. My man Brooke up there on Two First Albemarle area, Two First Cotillion, Newkirk area. My man Brooke, like it's crazy. As small as Flatbush looks on the map, it's a planet, and each corner is a totally different animal. You know, but I was blessed, man. I was one of the fortunate ones. Even though we was beefing with certain blocks, it's crazy. I remember we was just talking about we used to play block football back in the days. You know, we saw all the beefing. We used to play block football in Prospect Park, and basketball was a big thing as well. That's what tied me to a lot of people from different parts of the bush. But each part of the bush, for God, by God's grace, I was able to rock out. You know, I was always able to be embraced because I showed love as well. You know.
So what's like? Give me like because I grew up in the bush. You know, we shooting this because we want to document what it was like. I want you to describe you're a storyteller. Describe what it was like a day in the bush growing up as a kid, like one of your fondest memories, like just.
Look, at the end of the day, I remember as a school kid, because I lived on the 6th floor, I remember stepping over crackheads just trying to get to school. You know, I remember dealers putting packs in my pack and giving me an address to go drop it off at. I remember them sending me to the corner store to get Heineken, you know, before they wouldn't sell to no minors. You remember those times? Back in the days, the OG could send you to go buy a beer, and you go buy that beer and come back with it, and they'll give you money for ice cream. That's the era that I came from, you know. And I remember people on the block could have been beefing, but an outsider could never come to that block and violate, because the entire block would band up and hold it down. Like, you couldn't come on the block and violate, regardless of what our animosities was or our differences was. You couldn't come on the block and violate, you know. That's the era I came from. A lot of morals, values, and principles, you know. Like, I think
more shootings between blocks and within Flatbush. Would you say would it be more fights or more shootings?
I mean, there was a little bit of both coming up. But there was more fights, you know. People were, I remember having fights on my own block. I remember this one kid stole my bike. And I was like, nah, I'm not having it. I fought this dude, he whooped my ass. But I walked back with my bike. The next day we fought again. He whooped my ass. The third day I fought, I finally got mine. And then guess what? Afterwards, we got cool. So we was able to throw hands. Nowadays, like, people, their pride don't allow them to throw hands. And we grown men, we shouldn't be fighting anyway, but people be quick to go get a gun. And it's like, you lose 2 lives. Because guess what? At the end of the day, you kill one man, you might think you might make it, but there's so many people talk on the streets. A lot of people want to be on movies. People DM me and be like, yo, I want to be on Money and Violence. I want to be on the spot. And they be acting out in these streets. Y'all in the movies already. Because they seeing it. And people, and then not just only that, a lot of people are not holding water. There's so many people that's talking. So it's like, the game has changed totally. I remember, like, if you had to go for the scrap, there was a reason, there was a real purpose behind going for the scrap. You didn't just go for it because you had it. And a lot of these dudes, when they doing these acts, they're doing cowardly acts. Like, women and children are involved, and the wrong person is getting hurt. So it's sad. I don't promote no violence, but then at the end of the day, if your life is on the line, you gotta come correct. You can't do it where it's gonna hurt other people. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of people get affected. Like 1, 2 shots go off, one person might die, but a lot of people get affected by that. But yo, do you think that talking about the crack and all that, do you think that the crack ever changed that? Like the shooting, the fighting to the shooting?
Um, I don't think so. I don't think so. I think the influence changed far beyond that. Far beyond that. Because a lot of people nowadays it's just the absence of principles and values. You know, it's unfortunate that a lot of the OGs that schooling these young brothers are misguided, and they only trying to school them for personal gain and personal satisfaction. It's not something to kind of help them progress. You know, there's always some type of motive behind it. So that's the unfortunate thing, and it's like some of these young kids are strong. A lot of them are strong minded, so a lot of them are arrogant, and they don't want to hear a lot of the OGs because they like, yo, your time passed. You were old dude, and I embrace when people call me an old dude.
I'm glad to be here.
I embrace it because coming from the era that we came from, for me to be here right now, I'm blessed.
Glad to be here, bro.
I'm on the road to being a grandpa.
Yes, sir. But I mean, I know, we was knuckleheads. Our generation was knucklehead crazy. You know, murders and robberies was on the high. Flatbush robberies was on the high. But, it was still some sort of order. I don't know where that disconnect came where, and I got something I want to get into with you before we get off. And I was going to get into it with a couple of brothers and talk like Flatbush Commandments. I mean, some people do the new Flatbush Commandments. I mean, it's on us. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, we the OGs. It's our job to put it down. So in these conversations, I hope we could accomplish some of that. Maybe get some of these points across. You know what I mean?
So, I mean, look. At the end of the day, it's like me as an OG. I feel my obligation to break the cycle. There's a lot of misconceptions about how you're supposed to be and how you're not supposed to be. Yo, I come from a cloth that, I got certain people that's my mans. There's one that they gonna go off, and there's one that if shit pop off, they're gonna run. Does that make them less than my man? No. It just says that they not built like that. And in any other circumstance, they would definitely hold me down. But in that situation, they won't. So you gotta know what friend is what and what situation that they're gonna, thrive in for you. And people don't get that right now. It's totally absent. It's totally absent, and it's sad. And I feel like it's my obligation to teach because what was bestowed on me, if I keep it to myself, it's gonna die. It's gonna die with me. It doesn't get shared. So I gotta share whatever knowledge that I gain. Teaching brothers how to be fathers. To just be true to themselves. So that's my obligation, and that's what I gotta give back. The game was given to me. I gotta give it right back.
That's what's up, man. That's a beautiful thing right there. I got a question for you. Kind of like in shooting and documentary, I guess, and giving back as well. What are some of the things you might want to see in this documentary that we shooting that you might want to see covered as far as about Flatbush? This is all about Flatbush, our impact. Just some feedback. You know what I mean?
Deuce 1-2 first. Hold on, let me shout out. Deuce 1-2 first. What's good, family? I got my people from Florida hitting us up. They checking us out. Wink, what's good?
What's up, Ace? What up?
Melissa, what's good? But yo, with the documentary, I feel like first and foremost, people need to understand the history of Flatbush. We're iconic. We're a different breed. They need to know the ins and outs of what Flatbush was like, what we had to endure coming up, because what we had to endure was not normal. Like people be talking about, military, ambulance suffer from PTSD. Yo, me and you got PTSD. We just wasn't medically diagnosed. Me and you suffer from anxiety, but we wasn't medically diagnosed. So people need to understand where we came from. Like the cloth that we cut from is different, and not to just glorify that era. Nah, I gotta glorify that era. That was a golden era.
Yes, no,
You
I'm not
know.
good with the bag because the bag is what made that pressure that created a lot of diamonds, bro.
Oh,
Like a lot of you learned, you know what I'm saying? A lot of the next generation, a lot came from the next generation, so we got a lot to give and a lot to show.
nah, for sure, for sure. And we can't be stubborn and ignorant. You know, we gotta, like you said, we gotta keep applying that pressure because at the same time, a lot of these youngins and even some of the old folks too, because not to just focus on the youngins, you get what I'm saying? Because I got some of my youngins around me. You know, I drop jewels on them and they take heed to it, and I see them make a change. Like, you know, one of my young homies on Two First, he's a big homie, and I had to tell him like, yo, the influence that you have, you gotta really set an example because they follow you, you know. But as an OG, I feel like I gotta take that time sometimes, you know, to just drop a jewel. And I could probably learn something from them too, because there's a lot of things that's going on nowadays that I'm not hip to, you know. But it's our obligation to just take that time. You know, I can't save everybody, but if I could save one, it's a blessing for me.
We put it out there, and it takes a collective energy. You know what I'm saying? It's not just you, it's your man, it's me, it's my man. You know what I'm saying? It's all
We
of
all
us.
do it.
It really can't be
It's a
stopped.
village. It takes a village.
That energy can sometimes be crazy. I know you are a creative mind, and you involved with some of everybody's favorite shows online, and you know what I'm saying. We love it. What's some of the things that you would maybe say that's to keep the project together? I know a lot of people that shoot. You know what I'm saying. What is some advice you would give for people that shoot? Just think they could just run up and just start doing something. Like, what would be the advice you would give for, especially as a collective, because it takes more than one person always.
Oh man. First and foremost, you just gotta collectively build. Gotta build a good nucleus around you. Everybody have to have the like-minded ideas as far as coming together collectively and have that goal, you know, to get it done. Because it takes a lot of sacrifice and commitment. Because I tell you like this, when we did Money and Violence season 2, I probably saw my daughters maybe like once or twice a week, and that's odd for me. I see my daughters all the time, but the sacrifice is the time. People just have to kind of like humble themselves and commit. We just did the spot at the Spot web series. My man Swan Gotti, Christopher Pons, Trendy Topic Tiff, Shakeef, Rich, Khan, Big Grand, my man Big Grand from East Flatbush, which is the OG Flatbush head anyway. Just so much collective pieces. My man, we gave 8 episodes, and everybody dedicated their time. You know, who has kids? They have not regular. Some of them have regular 9 to 5s. You know, just things outside of what we was trying to portray with this film thing. So the main thing is just getting a group of like-minded individuals that are willing to sacrifice. You know, nobody has no egos. Everybody's just looking at the big picture, the end result. Because at the end of the day, it's like this. The ultimate goal is myself. Like I've worked on big jobs. My mentor Brian Justiano, Millicent, Diane, Jules Cortez. I've worked on big jobs like working with Cardi, Fat Joe. I worked with Jay from in the '90s. You know, C's, everybody. Like, it's just being humble to see the big picture of the project. You know, and just sacrificing the time and really respecting the craft. Because a lot of people be wanting to be actors for the wrong reasons. They looking to gain fame. It's not about gaining fame. It's about, do you really respect this craft? Because acting is a craft. The same way us behind the cameras, like, it's funny because on the shows that I've been featured on, shout out to my man Sean Baker. He's put me in some of his films, independent films. My brother Mo sneakingly writing me in on Money and Violence. You know, I didn't even know I was supposed to be on the show. He writes me in the damn show. I feel like I'm more of an asset behind the camera than in front of the camera. But, you know, even the people that's behind the camera, it's so critical that they're just as passionate as the person that has the vision. You know, shout out to my man Cyrus, Baron LLC, Fuzzy Media, who just joined the team. My man Munch, Say It Ain't So DVD, that's my guy. Melissa, Young Rich, all of them that always comes out to support, you know. And it's a small community, the film community. Everybody, it's like somebody knows somebody. Shout out to my man Luke out in Queens. The whole thing is with this thing, man, you just have to stick to it. Consistency is the key at the end of the day. Consistency is the key. If you don't have consistency, you don't have people that's just as passionate about it, it's not gonna happen. Period.
So I know you deal with I see you deal with like casting on the casting end of things a lot as well. What are, other than acting, then what are some of the other attributes? 'Cause I know for me, I know like I can't say I've dealt with casting on any specific casting level, but I know I can't stand punctuality and shit like that. But like, what are some of the things that you look for in casting? Like, what else goes into it other than just the acting?
I mean,
or is there anything else?
For one, you said punctuality. That's very imperative, though, because if I set a schedule as a producer, I set a schedule. So there's dollars and cents that's involved. So if I have a time slot for a location booked from 7 to 9, if my actor gets there at 8 o'clock, I just lost time, and I gotta take care of my crew. I gotta take care of the other actors. And another thing is just being prepared. You know, because you could be an actor. Yo, I've had people come from Atlanta from Boston, from Cali, come to audition with me and wasn't prepared. You know, so as an actor, if you're gonna claim yourself to be an actor, you gotta be prepared. That's a director's dream. A director loves when an actor's prepared, because if an actor knows his lines and understands the situation of the scene, all the director has to do is tell you, like, yo, I like how you're doing this, but this is how I want you to portray it. So if it's not being done, if you're not prepared, there's no way you can execute. So his lack of preparedness is piss poor performance. So you got to be prepared to perform. You know, if you're gonna say acting is your craft.
Yeah, well, anything is your craft. You gotta prepare, man. That's a fact. Where would you put writing in importance in putting together?
I mean, that's what gives the life to everything. That's what gives the life to everything, because the writers have to make the vision. My man Cloud9, my brother Mo, like, we go back over 30 years, and he's just always had a crazy mind, man. Brainiac. I remember he would get a book. He'd read the book in less than 24 hours and throw me the book. He'd be like, yo, you got to read this in a day. I'm like, man, listen, but you're not getting me to finish no book in no 24 hours, you know. But he's a hell of a writer, man. I'm blessed that the team that I have, my nucleus, my man Cloud9 Mo, my brother Cyrus, Baron LLC, my little brother S Diamond, Stripe Diamonds, and my man Light and Munch, Say It Ain't So DVD. Our team, we're pretty solid, man. Everybody understands the sacrifice, and it's a lot of work, man. It's a lot of sacrifice. It's a lot of work staying humble to the game. But the writing, man, Mo be writing the illest tales. And when he sends it to me, he's like, yo, read this. What you think? I want to change something up. I'm like, let's go with that. Let's do that. Money and Violence season 1, I'm like, he's hitting me up on the phone. I'm like, yo, should I tweak? I'm like, hell nah. Stay with that. Let's get it. And it's like the beauty of film. You see that he writes it on paper, and then you see it come to life visually. That's the amazing part of it, and that's the most fulfilling part of it. It's not even about the money. I'm not saying that we don't need the pet. I got a family to feed. You know, I got to pay bills. My kids like nice things. I got girls too. You know. Yeah. But it's a beautiful thing to see what's written to come to life. That's what any writer. Writing is very at the highest of the totem pole for me.
That's what's up. That's good to know. That's good to know. I know I need to probably focus more.
Everybody got a story. Everybody got a story. That's why people will hit me up and ask me for advice, and I tell them like, yo, look, it don't gotta be just like ours. Everybody has a story. There's so many different hoods from everywhere, not just Flatbush. You know, I be conversating for my dudes in Toronto, Life of the Dot. You know, um, and I salute them because they pioneering it up there in Canada for the web series game, and they doing big things. They got a solid team. Glizzy, Blackers, Life of the Dot. They doing what they do. You know, and we talk. And it's, yo, the state. This is the moniker that we came up with. The stage is big enough for everybody.
Always.
It's big enough for every. Why can't we share it? You know what I'm saying? Me and my boy Tito, we be talking about it. Christopher Pons, he's an actor. He's worked with a lot of renowned actors, and he's done a lot of countless amount of work. And you know, we always talk about that the stage is big enough for everybody. We paint the picture and we let the paint dry. You know what I'm saying?
That's why I asked earlier, like, what was your feedback on how to get collective energy together? Because a lot of people are great in this, a lot of people are great in that, and it's just getting that collective energy together, man. Because there's so much great. You know, you guys are a testament to that. And I definitely wanted to say, I wanted to start off by saying we got into it, and you had me going with the coronavirus thing, and we started talking about the health, and I want to say I definitely appreciate you guys, man. What you guys definitely do for Flatbush, you know what I'm saying? What you guys do for the culture, like everything is always on point from day one, man. Like as a shooter, like I'm always rooting not just for the story, but from day one, I'm always like, oh shit, they got a new shot. Oh. So always hype, man. I think a lot of people, I definitely want to say that, man.
Nah, so that's key.
Are you happy? Are you in a good space right now, creativity wise and just everything wise?
I feel blessed, man. Yo, shout out Monty, Crook Ave, Flatbush. Yo, Renner, what up? What up? Um, I feel blessed, man. It's like this, man. At the end of the day, it still remains the mountaintop theory. Just like how everybody believes in God, but there's so many different angles to get to him or her. And we can all come together collectively at some point. It don't gotta be we don't gotta be distant. I don't look at nobody as competition. A lot of people look at it as we competing with each other. You know, it's never no competition. Like if I learn something, it makes sense for me to do that as well because you might get to a point where you catapult that I can't reach, and you could just pull me up. And a lot of people don't get that concept. It's simple mathematics. You know, if I have some knowledge that I could bestow upon somebody, because you never know. You might have been sitting on that knowledge and thinking that you know how to flourish it, and you don't really know. But as soon as you share it to the next person, they know how to take that shit off. They could take it off and skyrocket and push. How do you say it? We're gonna push, you know. So, yo, sharing is caring, man. And I know that you can't do it with everybody because some people have envious hearts. You know, they love you, but they hate you so much. You know,
I don't even know it.
it's unfortunate, but at the end of the day, like if we share knowledge together and build together, I mean, it's always a blessed thing. Flatbush, despite the fact that there was a lot of separation, as small as Flatbush is, people don't realize Flatbush is very small. It's not that big.
It's not that big, but Flatbush is definitely it's one of the biggest neighborhoods in New York City.
Yeah, definitely. It's so many parts to it. That's why I say that. It's so many. Cause yo, you could be on the Park side and Flatbush side, and probably can't even cross to the 2 first and Flatbush side. You know, like there were certain parts of Flatbush, certain people couldn't even walk foot into.
Yeah. Yep.
So
It's like that too.
and for me, the radius was small because I would back in the days, I would walk everywhere. I would go everywhere in Flatbush. I had to know every single crevice of block. You know what I'm saying? And some people wasn't fortunate to do that. They didn't have the blessing of doing that. I was fortunate that I've had my squabbles, I had my quarrels or whatever, but for the most part, I was embraced. So I was fortunate to explore the entire Flatbush. It was a blessing. I'm rocking my man Seven Aurelius top, Mr. Seven off of Two First. I'm Flatbush to the day I die, man. That's why with y'all, I salute y'all, man. I salute y'all. I appreciate what y'all doing because I appreciate y'all having me on y'all platform. Y'all allow us to show the greatness of Flatbush, man, both good and bad. There's a lot of history here, man. A lot of history. Popeye was good. The Veer can never forget the Veer side, man. Can never forget the Veer side. Very intricate part of Flatbush too. Flatbush Junction, all y'all on that side.
Man, the Veer, man, just in doing this, man, just
Hold it back up. I'm graced, like I said earlier in this interview. You gotta have some salt and pepper in your DNA. You know,
oh yeah.
You had to have experienced what happened in our era. That 80s and 90s era is unfathomable to a lot of kids that's growing up right now. But not only about putting work, because at the end of the day, some young boys don't know what I did, what work I put in back in the days, and I don't care to tell them, you know. But it's what do you do to change the course of what we had to experience? Because we all say I don't want that for my child. So why would I want that for this young boy, this young king or this young queen that's in the neighborhood that I see got potential? What am I doing for them to stop the cycle and change the course? So for you to claim Flatbush vet or be ordained that term Flatbush vet, what have you done lately? What have you done to change the community? What have you done to build the community? To stop niggas from doing shit? Because I remember me, people used to have beefs. They used to come to me and be like, yo, Fritz, I got beef with such and such. And out of the respect for me, I would squash a murder beef and be like, nah, y'all can't do that. It don't make sense. Let's talk first. So simple conversation. Sometimes, yo, I remember niggas, dudes having beef and don't even know where the beef came from. Why did it even evolve? Why was this whole crew going against this whole crew? We didn't even know why we had beef, but we was beefing. So there has to be somebody that steps in and say, yo, son, like, it's okay to say, I don't want to hold a hammer. It's okay to say, I don't want to slam that dude. You know? And a lot of people, so it's up to us OGs to bestow that. So if you want to be claimed a Flatbush vet, and I'm going down on record on We Are Flatbush right now live, if you want to be claimed a Flatbush vet and you only poisoning the conscience with old work that you put in, I don't want to hear it. I did it too. I put in work too. I moved packs too. If you're not doing nothing to change and guide these youngins, these young kings and queens to do something positive for the community, I ain't trying to hear it. You're in the Flatbush vet. You're in the Flatbush vet. You're a creep.
Yeah, that's a fact, man. Damn. Yeah, I'm glad you went on record for that. Man.
Bird.
So let's talk about some of your favorite things that you remember in Flatbush, like in your childhood, just coming up, man. Like some of your favorite food spots. What's one or two of your favorite food spots in the bush?
Oh man, the original Peppers on Flatbush and Lenox, not the one on Flatbush and Woodruff. The one on Flatbush between Lenox and Clark. After the clubs, me and my man Tip was just talking about this on the other day, man. I remember going into hooky parties at Tilden Ballroom, partying at hooky parties at Africa House, going to Club Trinities, the old Culture Club. Those are nostalgic days, man. We used to have a good time. Reggae was at the forefront. We was even listening to hip hop.
We was at the center of reggae. Like every artist in the world wanted to get out of wherever hood they was at, and they wanted to come to New York, yeah, to Brooklyn, yeah, but they had to come to Flatbush and bust, not
sure.
Press and show out, but make it out safely too, and show that.
No, for sure.
So, but describe that, like paint the picture for somebody that never go dance, Biltmore, let's say 92, 93.
You know, it's crazy. It's crazy because I remember I wasn't even of age to get in a lot of these clubs, man. I was just fortunate. A lot of the bouncers, shout out to my man Alpha. a lot of the bouncers, um, I knew them. So when they saw me, they would let me in the spot. Like 21 and over, I'm like 14 going to these spots, and it was just a phenomenon, man. I think one of my most revered times was I follow King at Ease. You know, King at Ease used to play out in Biltmore. Um, all the live spots in Brooklyn, and that was one of my favorite sounds. And they embraced my dudes from Parkside, the UK dudes, my family over there from for the dark side, and that was a golden era in reggae. I don't care who from Flatbush want to contest that. That was a golden era in reggae in Flatbush dance hall when King Addies would come out, UK Megatone, Parkside. Then you had on the Junction side, you had Earth Ruler with FBK. Like that was reggae. Stereosonic with Spectrum all the time juggling somewhere. Those were some good times, and there was some good music because you could go back. Like I could speak about it all I want, but you can go back and just look at the music from that time, and that would explain in itself what type of era we was coming up in. I'm grateful for this era. We've seen a lot of good, a lot of bad. We was just talking about this. Like we've got to see so much in this era. A black president. We went to wars. We've had Michael Jackson. We've had Michael Jordan. We've had Mike Tyson. Like our era was amazing, and I'm grateful for it. And that's why, like, I never thought that I would see this time that we're having now, and it's unfortunate. And I'm gonna say this, yo, stay at home, man. If you ain't gotta be outside, stay at home, man. It's not cool for you to be on the street. If you think that going outside is making you live or real, that shit is corny, man. Think about your family. If you got old ones too, don't go out there and get infected and bring that shit back to them. Stay low, man. If everybody stay home, we're gonna come out in the summer. We're gonna play. We're gonna have a good time in the summer. You know what I'm saying? So
You said it right at the beginning, though, man. Like, this is a great time to just restart, man. Like, family, people at home, like, dudes is doing shit they never did before, like tapping into spaces in their mind they never tapped into. It's great.
Yeah, take a time to get to know yourself. Even if you're not a spiritual person, I hope that you would be. But even if you wasn't a spiritual person, this is the time for you to just enjoy your family, speak to your family, reminisce about certain things, plot out certain plans, get your health right. A lot of people talking about, oh, the gyms is closed, I can't exercise. Yo, I run up and down steps, I'm doing push-ups, pull-ups. I can't wait to show off my summer body if my baby lets me. But at the end of the day, it's like, yo, this is the time for you to like self-reflect, build with your kids. Instill certain principles, morals, and values in your kids because you're getting that one-on-one time with your kids. And in the life of the hustle and bustle, some parents don't get a chance to spend that time with their kids. So this is the time. So we can't just keep looking at the negative and glorifying the negative and thinking about what's bad to come. Let's put a positive spin on this. Let's work out. Let's read. Let's learn how to cook. Let's chill with our kids. Let's build. Let's plot so when the time is lifted for us to be able to come outside, yo, we all go because, yo, it's all about us, man. It's all about us, man. People don't get it. People don't get it, man. A lot of kings and queens out there, man. There's a lot for us to do, man.
Yeah, that's a fact. You drinking some tea?
I'm gonna call it that.
There you go. Yeah, man, we definitely appreciate, man, you sliding through, man. Leave us with a jewel, man.
Yo, the jewel that I'm gonna leave y'all is with love, man. Love conquers hate, man. Love conquers hate. It's so easy to love. It's so easy to support somebody and say, yo, I love what you're doing. I love your brand. Let me buy something. I don't want a discount. I just want to support so that way you could keep putting out what you put in. It's so easy to love. Hate takes so much energy. Let's just stop hating and start showing love. We've done away from showing love, man. Love conquers everything. and when we could figure out that showing love is like the greatest thing, and I'm not saying you gotta love everybody. You gotta keep your distance from those that you feel don't love. You can love people from a distance. You can have family loving from a distance.
But you also got to learn to keep the love within, and so that love within surrounds you.
For sure. And there's a lot of self-hate.
Energy is contagious, man. Energy doesn't die, man. That shit just keeps moving on. So you know what I'm saying? If you got,
you said a mouth.
I definitely look forward to seeing some of the things you got going on. I got my eye on y'all, man. Let us know if anything you got going on, any brands, anything you can think of, Flatbush off the top of your head that's doing a thing.
Listen, we gonna work, man. I love what y'all doing, man. Salute to all y'all kings and queens with what y'all doing. It's been a long time coming. Nobody's done it. Y'all took the time to do it. It's only gonna grow. This is only the start of it.
Yeah.
You know, once we come out of these shackles, man, we gonna push. We're going to push. Yo, shout out to all my Spot family. Shout out to my Money and Violence family. Yo, Ghetto Legend, Zogard, my dudes from Brownsville, Ty Mula, Swan Dottie, Christopher Pons, my brother Strife, my cousin Pat, Baron LLC, Cloud9, all my 2 First family, B's, Ranks, Habs Just Locked Down, my UK family, my 2 First family, Wink Lope, UK, Super Sight, everybody, man, all my people's down in Canarsie and my Junction family, whoever I forgot, my Best Eye family, yo, Tech, what up? My dudes, Tech, Smith and Wesson, what up? Steve was good, Best Eye, like all my family in Brooklyn, man, I love all of y'all, man. I appreciate y'all giving me these platforms to kick it with the people, man. I appreciate y'all. Salute, man. We're gonna keep working, man. We're gonna keep pushing forward. Stay safe and stay at home, family.
Definitely, man. We're gonna stay in touch, bro.
Now, for sure.